Hey guys, I thought I'd do a video. It's Friday, July 3rd. A few things going on around here. Round fender looks quite a bit different from what it did, was that Monday night? So Tuesday night when I got home from work, I took the carb off. It's really clean. There's really nothing wrong with it. I just put it back together. Flushed the fuel tank out a little bit. There's a couple chunks in the bottom of it. Nothing terrible. There's no rust in the tank. Put fresh fuel in. Put my new fuel line on like I normally do. A shut off and a filter. Put it on. Got the motor running. I'll insert a video at the end of this video of what the engine was doing. It knocked terrible. I instantly, when I heard the noise, and it was a rod knock, I did try some other things, see if valves were being weird or something like that. I had no other issues. I took the head off, stuff like that, checked the piston for slop and stuff. Cracked the motor the other night, and it's downstairs in the basement. I was going to show you guys. The oil slinger was broken off the bottom of the connecting rod. The connecting rod has none of its... It's not technically a bearing because it's not replaceable. It's more of a built-in bushing on those connecting rods. That is pretty much worn all the way off the connecting rod. My crank is scored up decently. It can be machined though, and use an undersized rod if I can find one. The piston was starting to get whitewashed from lack of lubrication. The governor, I tried adjusting the governor on it because it was high revving. If you'd rev anything above idle, it would over rev sometimes. The governor itself was just kind of laying on top of the cam gear up there, just kind of floating around in nothingness up in the top half of the engine. And the pin and the spring wash that hold that in place were down in my oil pan along with the oil slinger from the connecting rod. So the block itself is good. It didn't grenade or anything. It ran when I took the motor apart. It just knocked bad. Took it apart. The plan now is I got that spare 8-horse Kohler out back. I'm going to measure that here in a little bit. After I'm done with the video here, I'm going to see if that crank is identical to the crank that was in this motor. I more than likely use that crank because I know that engine have a rod knock and it's in good shape. So I will use that connecting rod, or that piston, that crank, excuse me. I'm going to use the crank out of that, and then I'll more than likely get a new connecting rod and piston. And probably an engine rebuild kit, which normally is just connecting rod, piston, and that stuff. The governor parts are fine. Nothing's damaged with the block up there. Not sure how that came undone, but it'll get put back together, and that's that. So that's where we're at with that. There's a box of parts for the round fender right now. That project's getting put on hold yet again for the millionth time until this gets put back together and running. And as you can see, the pressure washer came in handy. Frame's nice and clean. That's just all paint missing there. There's no grease or nothing. But pressure washer is really awesome for the hobby of tractors. And then, because why not? Thought I'd get probably by far the best looking, best running deer I own out. Look how good the thing looks, shines like it's brand new. The video makes it look better. That thing looks so good in the video, but yeah, I don't know, I got that out because I moved my box of my motor box. I got the spare HH120 in there, and then the Kohler, my spare trans for my 110s in there, and then another spare 110 trans up there, and then the 8-horse Kohler's in the back corner of that box. Spare Sears 7.5 wide rims and tires, and then the 23 10.5s that were on the 110, or the 112, excuse me. Those I don't think I showed you guys. Got the 23 8.5 12 Firestone zigzags that were off that 110. So at least I have matching front and rear tires, and I like the look of being in line with the fender. I didn't like that look where it stuck out. But so that's that. Not much is changing the shed. I know it's dark. The 140 doesn't have a hood on it. You barely can kind of tell that. But it doesn't have the hood on it. It's downstairs because I took the decal, the 112 decals off of it. I have 140 decals for it, so that hood's going to get fixed and painted, and it's going to get the decals put on it. Sears, that's just sitting there, not much going on with it. Same with the 110, not much. I did put the factory taillights I got from Portage on it, so that's that. But yeah, so we're gonna dig this out and see if that crank works, and then I will I'll do another update video of the motor. I'll post is what I'll do is, instead of adding anything in this video, I'll post a separate video of the 110. It'll be a short, like 10-second video, what the motor sounded like. I'll do another update video here today or tomorrow again, and I will show you guys the motor downstairs and what it looks like. So alright guys, that's the quick update of what's going on around here and what's up with the round fender. I will talk to you guys later.